Amos was a tough guy. You know, the prophets that we read about come from many different backgrounds. But Amos seems to come from the roughest background of any of them, I think. He is, by profession, a tree trimmer of sycamores, and sometimes shepherd. Does pretty hard work, lives in a lot of isolation. And unlike some of the other prophets, like Isaiah was a court official, accustomed to living in the court, the king's court. Jeremiah was very young, but had some kind of a decent background. Hosea was I believe he was a rabbi, at least he was some kind of spiritual leader in his community. Amos was very different, and it's reflected in the way he engages people. He's very straightforward and, in many ways, very offensive. There is no doubt that he's speaking God's word, and in speaking God's word, he communicates it in a very straightforward way, as effectively as he knows how. And I just want to point out one of the things that he said in addressing the women of Bashan. He told them that he would be happy to have them dragged out of their houses on meat hooks because they are the fat cows of Bashan. I mean, that's the kind of guy we're dealing with here. So today, he's saying things that are very, very upsetting to the people in the pews, the people who come to the synagogues. He's saying, you know what? You can make all the sacrifices you want, and God despises it. God has no love for your sacrifices, your burnt offerings, your rituals, your music. He's disgusted by it. He said, you want to know why he's disgusted by it? Because you do that stuff, but you don't live righteous lives. And specifically in his prophecy, Amos talks particularly about the way poor people are treated. That they are not treated justly. People are not treated justly or righteously. And the people are not acting justly or righteously, particularly to the poor and the marginalized. He talks a lot about the widows and orphans, who would have been the most vulnerable people of the day. Amos was not an easy pill to swallow. And he was very confrontational. But there is some place, I think, where all of us feel challenged by comments like that. We come to Mass, we celebrate the sacraments, we receive the Eucharist, or we stay at home and we read our Bible, or we say our prayers, or we say our rosary, and all those are very good things until we go out and start tearing other people apart or ignoring people. And then there's some kind of disconnect that takes place. or prayerfully, and how we interact with the world around us. We're all guilty of it at some point or another. All of us are. You know, I say Mass, get up here, celebrate the sacraments, receive the Eucharist. I'm not always the nicest guy. I know that. It's called sin. You know, why we have to cover up sin, and why we have to say, dismiss sin, is beyond me. We all sin. Thank God we have God's mercy and love. Thank God. But we can't continually and significantly live in that disconnect between what we practice ritually, spiritually, prayerfully, and how we engage the world. The gospel passage, Matthew's gospel really takes a story from Mark's gospel. And Mark's gospel is much more detailed about, in Matthew's gospel, Matthew makes it 2 demoniacs. In Mark's gospel, it's 1. In Mark's gospel, the response is, when Jesus says, "Who are they?" the response is, "We are legion." Matthew skips that whole part of it. And probably is one of the reasons that he picks 2 people to be the demoniacs. Because it's multiple demons. And Matthew just has this tough time getting his head around that a lot of demons could be in one person. The end result is the same, however. The end result of the story is the same. The demons are surprised that Jesus has approached them at this point, because the expectation is that evil will not be overcome until the Messiah has ascended. And here is the Messiah in their presence ahead of time, as far as they're concerned, chastising them and throwing them out. And it's a reference to the power of Jesus Christ in the here and now. A reference to the power of the Messiah in the here and now. That we don't have to wait till the end time for evil to be conquered. We don't have to wait for the end time for the Messiah to address the needs of the world and to address the evil in the world. We don't have to wait till the end time for those things to happen. And note the place where the demons go. The demons go into the swine. So obviously these are not Jewish people because they didn't raise pigs, because they couldn't eat pigs. So the demons go into the swine. The swine can't stand the demons so much that they run into the water and drown themselves. That's all part of the story as well. That even the animals knew enough to distance themselves as much as they could from the demons that possessed them. Even the unclean animals knew enough. And what's the response? Well, the people in the area are a little impressed maybe by Jesus, and they come out to see him, but at the same time they're afraid. They don't want to lose any more livestock, and so they ask him to leave. And there's this little tension here. It's this little tension between the good that Jesus is trying to bring and the sacrifice that needs to be made in order for people to experience that good. And the people in this moment don't want to see that sacrifice. They don't want to give up the possibility of their livestock. Understandable, but that's the tension. And that's part of the ongoing tension that we all experience. We have certain comforts, we have certain places where we are. We have certain places, however, where the Word of Jesus Christ confronts us about those things that make us feel secure. And places where we have to make an evaluation. How much is my physical security in conflict with my spiritual security? You know, I don't know that's a huge challenge for most of us, but it is something of a challenge for some of us. And probably something of a challenge for all of us on some occasion. We have to balance our physical needs, our physical wants, our physical desires with our spiritual needs and wants and desires.